All right. So this is the Delhi NCR community page on UiPath community portal, and feel free to join this community if you are not already a part of this. And you can also scan this QR code to join the WhatsApp group that we have, where we post updates or regarding any community webinars or events that are happening. As well as you can also reach out to other community members on the WhatsApp group. So feel free to join this, and you can also join the Delhi NCR community page on the URL which is showed here. So we'll start with the session. Yeah, thanks. Over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining this session. So this is the series and this is the first session we are going to cover here. There we have total 8 sessions. So today we will start with the UiPath AI Center overview. Then later you will see we will try to cover most of the models like UiPath image classification model and the object detection model, document understanding, and many more things. So in this session, we will try to cover the AI Center. So here uh, here is uh, here is about myself. Like my name is Mohammad Faiz Khan, and I'm working as a RP senior technical consultant with the Silicon partner. And yeah, feel free, you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn profile. So agenda of this session today, we will walk you through like how the AI center will look like and what kind of licenses are required in order to start the AI/ML capabilities, like how you can enable the AI center and uh, how you can start the AI/ML functionality in your automations, right? And we will also show you what are the different mechanism how you can enable the how you can upload the model, how you can bring your own model to the UiPath ecosystem. And we will also show you like you can if you are starting from beginning and you don't have any data set, so how from where you can download the data and how you can create the data set in the AI center and how you can create the project. And at the end of this session, we will try to cover your questions, try to address your questions. So as you see, AI is everywhere for past 2 years when ChatGPT comes into the picture. The very famous quote is AI is the new electricity by the Andrew Ng, the co-founder of Coursera. The electricity you will see like when electricity was introduced, so it will charge all the organization, all the manufacturing units. Same way AI has introduced, so it will also boost the all the companies to adapt this AI technology. Like you already aware about the ChatGPT or the large language model. So UiPath also offering different AI/ML capabilities with different the product. So it will comes in the task mining or comms mining is the new product, and the document understanding you already familiar. Many of you may be already familiar of the UiPath document understanding capabilities. And there we have the UiPath clipboard AI and computer vision. So in AI center, you will see when we'll move into the AI center, you will see there are many out of the box model. And one of the famous models you already have seen the document understanding for any data extraction from the document. And you can integrate action center with your process for adding human in the loop. And there we have the UiPath insight in order to generate the dashboard or the insight to get the proper visibility of your orchestrator or the process. And you can also integrate with the third party or the different platform that is Azure, OpenAI, AWS, Textract activities, AWS Comprehend activities, and many more. And you can integrate with the UiPath integration services as well. So these are something you can see here: data management, ML model deployment, element management, evaluation. So these you can manage in your UiPath AI center. So these will comes in the ML ops. So you can manage the entire ML model in your AI center. So AI center, like I said, it is the UiPath offering. It is not the new UiPath offering. You can use the AI center to deploy, manage, and use the model, and it will integrate with your automation to make it more powerful, uh, to make any kind of automation, or you can leverage the AI ML capabilities of UiPath. So AI Center will look like this. You will bring your own model. If you have the AI ML practice in your organizations, you can write your own code and you can bring your model into the UiPath ecosystem, and you can train on your own data. If you don't have the capabilities and you don't have the expertise, there we have 40 plus out of the box model for different type of documents and different types of requirements. So you will choose any model as per your requirement and prepare your data and train on your own data. And once the data is ready, if you want to share it with someone, so there we have the import ML package capabilities. So you can download the package from UiPath and you can import in import in different tenants or different organization as well. So you can share it with different uh, tenant users so that they can also import this model and they can start just by creating the ML skill. So you will see, bring your own model. You already have seen, and you can choose the pre-built models. Once the model is ready, you can add the package, ML activities package, and you can drag and drop the ML activity in your UiPath Studio and choose the model what you have deployed, and you can start working on it. So in UiPath AI Center, you will see, when I will move into the UiPath AI Center, you will see different types of models are there for different requirement or the different documents. So these are categorized here. One of the generic model, you will see the document understanding. It is most frequently used in the industry. There we have the invoice language. So these are the language it is currently supported, and many more you will see in the UiPath documentation center. So generic languages are the Indian, Australian, China, and Japan. And billing, there we have these types of models are ready for purchase order. You can choose the model and train on your own purchase order documents. Receipt, there we have the model for receipt, utility bills, remittance advice. And for personal document, you can also train the model on your passport data. And therefore there is different models are there. For insurance, we have the Accord, and you will see all these models are there for banking purposes and taxes. There are a few use cases we have highlighted here. In general category, it is resume matching, help desk, customer churn prediction, customer complaint, email classification. For financial, you can use the any object detection model for fraud detection, personal loan approval, and KYC identification, and negative news. So yeah, as per your requirement, you can use any of the model. So yeah, in AI Center capabilities, you can bring your own model and model from platform, multiple model deployment option, continuous improvement model. Means like you already have created the model and the model is not performing as per your requirement and you have trained the model, but the accuracy or the confidence is not appropriate. So you can retrain the model with more data, and so that it can be fulfill your requirement, or it can reach the threshold, or it can reach the confidence score. Human validation, you can leverage the action center. AI center and action center, these are two different product of the UiPath. You can use the action center for any kind of approval or human in the loop validations. So you will see, once you can create the project, and the screen will look like this. So the for model selection, you can come to this tab, that is ML packages, and you can choose any model from here. It can be document understanding, image classification model, or language analysis model. So once the model is deployed, so I will show you like how you can create the project and how you can create the data set. So once everything is ready, you have created the ML skill. So you can consume this model by creating any project in the UiPath Studio, and you can just drag and drop the ML skill, and you can choose the model. It can be like one or two model, whatever the model you have deployed in your ecosystem. And the model, once the model is ready, you can roll back the model, like you have deployed the ML model, and next time you have changed the version on uh, like the initial version was 1 and you have trained the model on different data set and the version has changed from 1 to 2. So you can roll back your model from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1. So yeah, you can manage the entire model. You will see you can upload the model, the latest one from the least ones to upgraded one. And you can improve the model by creating the pipeline, the next pipeline. Like if you have started with the basic, like you have hundred or thousands of document, but later your organization growing and you have the different data sets, so you can train the model on different data set. Like you have the existing 2000 data set and you can bring your next data, like you have the 1000 again, so you can club these two data set and train on the uh, previous data set and the new data set, so that your model will perform on your expectation. So you will see like document understanding, one of the most famous, the document understanding is the most famous ML skill of UiPath. So you can use the document understanding for any kind of document extraction. So you can use any pre-trained model or you can use from scratch. So there I will show you like you can how many document understanding models are there. So if it is specific for your requirement, it can be like purchase order, it can be invoice. So you can choose the model from there. But you are not sure, you have to include all these into the one. So you can choose the model and you can train on your own data. So yeah, these are some layers like what are the things UiPath document understanding can extract. So it can extract handwritten documents, it can extract check boxes, it can extract the signature. So yeah, so you can do all these things with the help of document understanding model. It is very flexible, accurate, intelligent, efficient. So in order to start the document understanding, you will see there are some layers. So you have to follow step by steps. First, you have to digitize your document. Then you have to classify the document. Then you can extract the data from document. You can add the validation logic over there. If you find like any things are coming from the action center, you can retrain your document so that the trained data will also reflect on your data set, and then you can analyze the result. So these are the steps you have to follow in order to start. So you will see in a structured way, like there you can use structured document, semi-structured document, and unstructured documents. So you can digitize the document, you can classify, extract, and train and validate. You already have seen, and the end result you can post this data into the any system, like it can be SAP, it can be Oracle. So in coming series, you will see we will try to cover most of the models. So we will try to cover the tabular data model, it is a teapot model. We will also cover the text classification model, and one of the complex one, we will also cover the object detection model. Okay. So let's see like how the AI center will look like and what are the prerequisites in order to start the AI center, or in order to start the AI ML capabilities in your automations. So first thing you have to do, you have to come on this page. So let me show you how you can. Yeah. So you can click on this, it will land you on this page. So if you are starting first time, so you need to create the project first. If you already have created, so your project will reflect here. So let me start. So first thing, you need to enable the AI center capabilities. So you have to register if you are the community user. So if you are the community user, so you have to register first as an enterprise pro trial user. So you will see I have registered as a pro trial plan. So if you are the organization, if you have the company account, so you can convert your community account with the enterprise pro trial. Then these licenses will reflect here. So once you comes under this license tab, you will see the user, robot services, and consumable, and you will see the AI units. It will required So when you start the data extraction classifications, so AI units is needed. So that's why if you are the community user, you have to register with the enterprise trial first. Then all these capabilities will be enabled. If it is not enabled, then you can come to this default, then services, then you can enable the AI center from here. So you can click on add services and you can choose the service from here so that this AI center will be enabled in your UiPath navigation tab. So yeah. If it is not even enabled for you, so definitely you can go and register your account with this Studio Pro trial and come here and on your tenants and enable the AI center from here. So once these things are ready, so you can create the project from here. Okay. So you have opened the AI center. So first thing you have to provide the project name if you are starting first time. And provide the description here. If you want to restrict this project with limited user, you can enable this toggle, else you can continue. So first tab, you will see it is a dashboard. There you can see which user has been logged in, the time has logged in, and you will see the data set and the pipeline. So as we have created a new project, so there is nothing. So the dataset tab will allow you to upload your data. It can be file or it can be folder. So you have to create the dataset. The Or if you want to make this public in order to leverage the document understanding API, so you can toggle this button, make dataset public. So you can use the data for uh, from from outside this organization. So I have created the dataset folder, and you can upload your data here. So if you want to upload your data, like you have the images or it can be documents, you can directly upload it here. And if you want to upload at the time of labeling, so you need to navigate to the data labeling tab. And here you have to create the new data labeling and choose the dataset folder and create. So let me move back to the dataset. So in this dataset folder, you can upload if you are automating the image classification model. So you no need to go to the data labeling session. But if you are going for the document understanding framework or document understanding model, so you have to create a data labeling. Then you have to label the each field. Then you can export the data from there to this data folder. So it is available, you can see. So first time you will land on this page, it will be blank. So you need to import the data. So it can be in zip format or it can be you can directly upload the images or you can directly upload the PDF files. So first you can create the batch. So segregating the document in a batch, it will be easy for you to categorize the document. Like if you have the multiple document, you have the PO, you have the invoices, and you have different document. So you can create a batch for each document and you can label these batches, or it will categorize your document like while you are labeling the data documents. So it will be easy for you to go into the specific batch to label on. So let me create the batch, and you can import the document from here. So as we are not going to cover the upload functionality here because we have more sessions, like tomorrow we have the image classification sessions and we have the detection model session. So we will cover these part in detail in those sessions. But yeah, you can create a batch and you can upload your document from here. And once the document is uploaded, the count of the document will reflect here. And in order to extract the specific field, you can create it from here. If you want to extract the company name, you can create the company name. And you can provide the shortcut in order to identify the field. So let as the default one. So these are some regular field. If your document have the tabular data, so you can come here, you can create your columns. So you will see in tabular data, I'm just creating the description. We will cover it in detail in the later sessions. And there you can see we have created the regular field. So, so if we have multiple field, you can create a number of regular field or a number of description here as per your document in order to start. And there you will see there we have the predict option. You can click on this drop down. Either you can predict the document with the help of this generative AI, the combined generative AI with the pre-labeling model, or maybe you can select the generative AI predictions. So once data labeling is ready, so let me move on to the ML packages. So you already have seen the temp PPT. We have covered we have the option to bring your own model. So you can click on it and you can provide the package name. The package should be in the zip format. You can provide the package name, upload your package, the description, and you can select the input format for your package and the language. So you can choose the Python version from here, and you can enable the custom package version, enable training, whether it is the package you are uploading, it is training as required or not, you can enable it. If it is not required, you can toggle it, or it is recommended, like GPU is recommended for your model. Like if you are automating the document understanding, like any document, like it can be purchase order or invoices. So GPU may be required or not. But if you're using the image classification model or the object detection model, so definitely you can enable this GPU, but make sure to check the AI unit matrix, like what are the license are required and how many AI units will be consumed when you upload this package. So yeah, you can navigate to the document UiPath documentation section to see the how many AI units are needed in order to use the GPU capabilities. So like if you don't have the package you want to upload, but you want to leverage the pre-built UiPath model, so you can choose any of the models. So under this UiPath document understanding, there we have different model for different documents. So for Accord 125, you can choose this model. You can click on it, and the model you will see there we have the model description and what are the input data is required and how the output will look like, and the build version of this model, and this model is retrainable. So UiPath offer two different types of pre-built model. So one is the retrainable, means you can retrain this model on your own data, or you can use this model if it is working for you. So you can definitely without training you can use it. But if you want to make it more perfect for your requirement for Accord 25 125, you can retrain this model, and yeah, you can retain and you can leverage this model. Same way we have 126, Accord 126, 131. For bank statement, you can choose the specific model, bill of landing, certificate of incorporation. So yeah, so we have different model, but if you want to train on different document type, you don't want to train on delivery notes. You have four types of document, and you want to use a single model to work on your documents, right? So you can choose the document understanding model, the generic model, and there you will see these are some input parameters are needed, and these are some output will in response. So and you can choose the model version from here. So I would suggest, like every time when you're going for any model selection, so always choose the latest one, and you can also see the release of this model. if any models have some bugs, so definitely you can choose the latest one, or you can downgrade the model from 24 to the least one. Yeah. So once you submit it, so you have to provide the package name. So we are going to select the model. So yeah, you can use any of the name here, pkg underscore understanding. Description, you can provide your description in order to remove this description, and you can provide your own description as per your document. And same way you can for input description and output. So package name I have provided, I have choose the models. You can click on submit. So model is ready. It is in undeployed status. So it will be deployed when you create the ML skill. Sorry, first you have to create the pipeline. Then you have to create the ML skill. So you have you have uploaded the data set. You have created the data labeling, and you have choose the model here. It's time to create the pipeline. So pipeline is like you have selected the model and you have the data set. You are training your model on your data so that it will work as per your expectation. So you can create a pipeline from here. So it is recommended by the UiPath. You can create a uh, train, evaluation, and full pipeline. So these are three pipeline. So it is always start with the train pipeline. Maybe some models are not supporting the training and evaluation. You can go with the full pipeline. But for document understanding, you can start with the training first. So for training ratio, it is recommended by UiPath. You can choose 80 and 20 ratios, right? 80% document should be your training data. 20% document should be your test data, maybe evaluation data, right? And when these two pipelines are ready, you can choose the full pipeline and you can choose the train and test data to create the full pipeline. So always use, for document understanding, it is recommended to always use the train pipeline, then evaluation, then full pipeline. For training, you can choose the train, and pipeline name can be anything. Choose the package version from here, and package name from here, and version, major version, that is 24.4.4. And the minor version, because you are starting first time, it is 0. Once the first pipeline is created, the version will become 0 and 1. So next time if you are creating the new pipeline, you can choose any version and choose the data set. So as I have created this DS new one, I can select it. And if you want to speed up this training pipeline, you can enable GPU. So you will see here, once you enable the GPU, it will, so you can see AI unit. So without enabling the GPU, it will charge 6 AI unit. When you enable this, it will charge 20 AI units. So make in mind, when you are going to enable the pipeline or you are going to create a pipeline, make sure if you are going to enable this AI unit, it will charge 20 units for per hour. So if your pipeline is going to create 20 hours, so you can multiply 20 by 20. So these units will be charged from your AI units, right? And you can click on create. So once your pipeline is ready, you can come to this ML skill and you can click on create new and provide the ML skill name here. We will cover the things tomorrow in the image classification sessions. So how you can choose the data set, how you can upload the data set, then create a pipeline, then create a ML skills, and you can utilize this skill in UiPath Studio. And also you can integrate the ML skill or the your solution with UiPath apps so that you can run the process from UiPath apps and it will respond the result on your UiPath apps UI. So choose the ML skill name, anything from here, choose the package name and the package version. If you want to enable this auto update, means like whenever you create the new pipeline, it will automatically update with the latest pipeline. And if you want to make this skill publicly, like if you want to share this ML skill with someone, uh, someone someone who is not the part of your organization is different organization. Like I'm working for A organization and B organization asking me to provide the ML skill to test this capabilities. So we can enable this, make ML skill public, and we can share the endpoint so that he can just use the ML skill by just using the ML endpoint. And if you want to and deploy this, so means like you are choosing this option because if your skill is not in use, it will automatically and deploy to free your licenses, because there we have some robot licenses to run this ML skills or create the pipeline. So always you can select the 1 month. If it is not in use, it will automatically and deploy, and next time if you want to use, you can deploy it again to use it. So yeah, you can choose the GPU option from here in order to speed up this process. To you can you can choose the infrastructure from here, like if you want to use one CPU, one, and so it will, yeah, it will charge some AI units. So make sure while you are enabling these infra setting, you have to make sure it will charge some AI units. So it will automatically calculate it here. If you provide the replica 2 or 3, it will, you will see the AI unit will charge 3 hours, a 3 units per hours, right? So once you create the ML skill, you can leverage this skill in your UiPath Studio. We will cover this part in tomorrow session. And for all the ML logs, you can come here. You will see what I have did here. Sure, that is all about the AI Center. If you have any question in terms of license enablement. If you want to add anything here.
Yes, and I see a couple of questions on the chat where I think Saurabh has some query regarding an on-premise setup. So we're not very sure about because I mean, if you have any infra setup uh, at on-premise for document understanding or AI Center, um, it will require, but I don't think because AI Center is hosted on cloud, so you don't need to have any additional infra setup to run the pipeline using GPU. And uh, any questions related to licensing and AI units consumption, right? So we will be covering more of this in the upcoming sessions, where we will be also having very good hands-on exercises with some practical use cases, and we will be covering and deep diving into majority of the ML models that are available at UiPath out-of-the-box packages, so that you get a better understanding of how to leverage those ML models and what is the license consumption, and when you use the GPU, when you run the pipeline, and whenever you do the pre-labeling, right, using data manager. So that will be covered in detail in upcoming sessions.
Yeah,
Um,
actually, for this session, we are targeted you to, like you have some idea in terms of licenses, like how you can enable, if you are the community user, how you can enable the enterprise pro trial, so that for tomorrow session you will be ready and you have some questions, like if you are facing some issues, so that we can cover it tomorrow. And just a overview, if you already started with the Studio Pro trial, so that you have the AI Center in your UiPath orchestrator, so that when we are walking you through the image classification model tomorrow, so you have some idea, you have license, and you already have enabled the AI Center services in your orchestrator.
right. And the other question that we have from Pratik is, can you please tell me exactly which license packages to be used for AI Center if you want to use document understanding? So in order to use any AI capabilities of UiPath, AI units are required. So if you have AI units available at your tenant, the AI Center option will also be enabled. If not, you can enable it manually. So AI units are required in order to use AI Center.
And first time when you register Studio Pro trial, so UiPath will give you 5,000 free AI units for your experiment. So you can create a POC, you can create any project for your organization, or yeah, you can do some hands-on around it with 5,000 AI is more than enough for any POC than uh, do hands-on. If anyone of you having the community license, you can share your screen. We can walk you through today so that everyone can see like how you can convert your community license to pro trial. But yeah, so your enterprise email ID is needed for this.
All right. I think the last question that we have is from Tushar, where he's asking about how the UiPath control room and infrastructure platform um, to compute assets, storage, networking costs, logging with interact with client data. Right. So this is managed by the UiPath based on the tenant location, where when you select, when you create your tenant for the first time, when you create your organization for the first time at cloud.uipath.com. And based on that, the nearest data center is located, right? And then you can find more about this on the white paper that is published by UiPath, which and the security and how they manage the data, right? You can find more about it on the white paper that is published by UiPath, like how they store, how they control all this data. All right. One more question we have from Kelly's is what is the difference between data set and data labeling? Right. So data set is something which is created once the data labeling is done. So data labeling is the first step to create a data set to be used in the ML model to train it. Once the data labeling is completed, when you manually label all the documents or maybe using the predict model or any pre-labeling model, you identify the fields that needs to be extracted, right? And once all the labeling is completed, a data set is created for training as well as for evaluation. And you can use the data set to run the pipeline to train the ML model and then get the ML skill. Right? So that's the only difference between data set and data labeling. And you can have data set outside of data labeling as well if it's not required to have the data labeling or data manager in order to create the data set. You can have it without that as well if you have any mechanism to create that data set based on the ML model that you use. Okay, I think it's a good question from Arvind. He's asking if you want to retrain a model, why should we need to retrain on minor version, which is 0, and why not the latest minor version? And I think it's a good question because it will save a lot of time when we uh, train the existing ML model on the newest data set, right? Or the smaller data set that is there, because the existing ML skill is already trained on the existing data set. The reason is it is also recommended by UiPath or any other ML technologies, because whenever you train an ML model on existing trained data set or any existing trained ML skill, you will not get the result as expected, because whenever the bot runs, whenever the pipeline runs, basically it uses the complete data set, because whenever it trains the ML skill, right? So there's the algorithm which runs behind is basically uses the combined set of data which is provided while the pipeline is running. Let's suppose if you already have the ML skill which is trained, and if you provide a smaller data set, it will only use the smaller data set for evaluation as well as for training. It doesn't matter what you have trained earlier. So it is always recommended to use the combined set of data with the existing data set which is already labeled or created, along with the newer set of data or data set. Maybe you used AI Center for fine tuning. So it is always recommended to use a combined data set in order to get the better results, even though it consumes more AI units and it takes a lot of time as well. But this is the recommendation. And to minimize the AI units consumption, you can change the frequency to maybe a month or a 2 month in order to use to save some AI units. Right. So that's the recommendation from UiPath as well. Okay. The next question we have is from Durvesh. So AI units will consume when we use that, when we run the process. So yes, so there are different stages where AI units are consumed, starting from when you are creating a pipeline, as well as when you're doing the pre-labeling in data manager. AI units are also consumed based on the availability of ML skill. If you have created any replica of ML skill, the AI units are consumed at each and every step where an infra is required, or any consumption of existing ML endpoints are used. And apart from that, once the ML skill is available, right, when you have your own custom ML skill available, whenever a bot is invoking that ML endpoint, or maybe any other script that you are using is using that ML endpoint, AI units will be charged, because you need to pass the API key as well, right? So wherever you need to pass the API key, AI units will be consumed, be it through the bot or any other script that you use, as well as the infra setup. When you create a replica of any ML skill, when the ML skill is up and running, because it requires some infra as well, right? To make that ML skill up and running at UiPath end. So AI units are consumed, and you can find more about it on the licensing page. What are the metrics, as well as while running the pipeline. Right. Any other questions from the members? I hope you are you found this session interesting and useful. We'll have more sessions coming up, which where we will be doing hands-on exercises as well. And we are excited to see you there in the upcoming sessions. You can register for those sessions uh, on the link provided in the chat. I'll once again share the link to register for the upcoming sessions, as well as so the next session is scheduled for tomorrow, where we will be covering the image classification ML model. And then we have, I'll also paste a URL or a direct landing page for this for this series. And I hope you will find it useful and interesting. I'm looking forward to your engagement and support. So I have shared the link in the chat. Feel free to register for the upcoming sessions. We're still open for questions. If you have any questions, feel free to post it. We'll wait for a couple of minutes. And we are also open for feedback. If you have any feedback, any suggestions, feel free to share your feedback and suggestion, and we're open to incorporate those feedback and suggestions in the upcoming sessions. Thank you for joining this session. Really appreciate your enthusiasm and interest. Feel free to share this with your colleague or your network on the LinkedIn or within your organization, so that they can also leverage and get better understanding how UiPath out of the box ML models can be used, and what are the different use cases where you can implement these ML models in the automation. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. See you tomorrow for the next session. Till that time, have a great day, and looking forward to see you tomorrow.